Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Not London Narratives. Um, that was that was I wouldn't say a hard watch. If I did, I would be lying. I don't think it was a hard watch. Funny enough, watching it, I was just laughing. Um, Maybe because in more recent years, I've been more used to us putting performances like that. Um, Especially last season under Ange. Um, Even though we ended the season with a Europa League win, we put in performances like that like every week. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't say it was a hard watch. Like I said, I would be lying if I said it was a hard watch. It wasn't a hard watch. It was just a bad performance. Thank you for the like. It was just a bad performance, and honestly, I'm not even angry. I am not angry. I am not pissed to the team. I'm not pissed to the players. I sort of see things differently. And I say differently because I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, the manager needs to be questioned today. Now, I do think that there are aspects that we can question the manager, but if I think the sole blame is on the manager, no. I think there are three people to blame here. And by three people, I mean, number one, the person I think you need to blame are the players, or the people rather. You need to blame the players because I don't think they did enough today. There were lots of loose passes, and like kudos wasn't on it. I didn't watch the first half because I went out, so I was only able to catch the second. Um, Brennan Johnson, I'm hearing everybody complaining about him. It's the same thing every time with Brennan. Um, the midfield today, lots of fouls, giving away the ball. And when I was watching the second half, I realized that every time any of our players were with the ball, there were two men on them. So when you beat the first man, the second one comes and nicks it off you. So I don't know if you guys know, but there was this thing that a lot of people used to say, or what a lot of people used to use to say that, oh, Van Dijk is not the best defender in the world for at the time when he was potentially in the running for a Ballon d'Or. And people used to say that, oh, Van Dijk is not the best defender because Van Dijk used to shadow mark. So what Van Dijk used to do is he would tell Matip, go. Matip will go and mark the person. So when you dribble Matip and there's a loose ball, before you get to that ball, Van Dijk comes and sweeps it up. So he's very smart. And that is not exactly the same thing, but when somebody goes and a Tottenham Hotspur player beats that person, another person comes to take the ball. And that's what they were doing for us today. It was incredible. But today, I did think that um, the lineup the manager went with, the starting 11, was a very good one because, in my opinion, that was also what I had predicted, and I thought it would be best because we all know that Bournemouth sort of don't, their press isn't triggered until you enter the midfield. So there's a specific position you get to that their press is triggered, and then when you get there, that's where they press you. And I thought that having the likes of Paulinia, the likes of Bentancur, and the likes of Pape Matassa, they will be able to win the duels. But oh, was I wrong? They absolutely destroyed them today. And now, mind you, like I said, I wasn't able to watch the first half because I went out. But if it was that bad as everybody's saying it was in the first half, yeah, if it was that bad, why didn't the manager change it? So now, okay, sorry, it wasn't Odegaard, it was Brennan. Let me show you guys what I mean. Because if you knew it was that bad, we're getting killed in the midfield, then he could have changed it into a 3-5-2, in my opinion. And then, like, we use that to outnumber them in midfield so we're not getting destroyed in the midfield. And then use Brennan and Richarlison as the front two and Pedro Porro as the outlet, basically. and maybe Sa as well, instead of, because Spence isn't the best, especially on his left foot. Diego, Spurs got cooked today. Honestly, I only watched the second half, and all I could do was laugh because, like I said, I feel like I sort of have been used to us playing that badly under Ange, and now it was just a matter of just watching it and just laughing because I knew like games like this would come, and a lot of people are acting like this is our first loss. This isn't our first loss. This is A lot of people seem to have forgotten that we lost against PSG. But I knew that games like this would come, and that's the thing. That's something else I want to talk about. And let me write. Okay, let me just say it now so I don't forget. But I think that with the way Thomas Frank sort of sets up his teams, we are going to see this lots of times with Thomas Frank, in the sense that because he's tweaking, there are going to be games that he gets it horribly wrong. And the first time I saw that was against Bayern. And I was like, this is very interesting. And he said he had learned a lot of lessons and this and that. But I feel like there are going to be games that Thomas Frank gets it horribly wrong and we are going to get destroyed. But I'm fine with him getting it horribly wrong as long as I know that he's learning. And I wrote down here that the first 2 years under Thomas Frank will be learning. And I say that because I feel like there are going to be lots of players coming into this team in the next couple of years. And he hinted at it today. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, but he said we're not going to get a striker. If you guys listen to what he said in the post-match press conference when they asked him if he was going to get a nine, he said this summer, this window, no, we're not going to get a nine. But I'm not saying that maybe we're not going to go for a striker in the future, but now, no, we're not going to go for a nine. And that was something that caught my attention because I've spoken about how players like Brennan Johnson were looking at Savio. We tried to get in a Gibbs White that I feel like would have replaced maybe Bentancur, and then Madison would have been the 10, but now we got in Xavi Simons. I still think that we need a number 8 because I feel like a lot of the profile of players that we have in that number 8 role are too similar, and we need a different profile. I think we need a left centre back slash left back. We went for Nkapie, Vicario as well. There are questions over him. Richarlison in the 9, Sholake in the 9. I said it. I didn't even see Richarlison play bad because, like I said, I didn't watch the first half. But I said it even when he was scoring and he was assisting. I told you guys that these guys have shown us in Richarlison has been here for 3 years. He has shown me in 3 years that he's not good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. He's not fit enough for Tottenham Hotspur. And one performance or two performances, or I mean, he went on like 10 games, scoring like 9 goals or something crazy like that, or 11 goals or something like that. I can't remember the run. But he has done that before, and like patches like this will not make me think that Richarlison he can do it for me. We know these guys are not good enough, and that's the thing with Spurs fans. I feel like sometimes Spurs fans can be very lenient, and we always want to give people a second chance. Oh no, no, give him another season and another season and another season. And the thing is, the more these players do not perform, the lesser their value goes. Do you get what I'm saying? So is a very funny one with Spurs fans. But anyways, like I said, I know that there are going to be games that he gets it horribly wrong, and that's fine. But the thing is, like I said, the next few years is going to be a lot of learning. So if you look at, let's say Rodrigo is here, and you bring in Xavi now, for instance, that is no, not this Xavi. We wish. Xavi Simons. So you bring in Xavi, you bring in Kudus. We brought in Yao Polinia. So this is 1, 2, 3 in the starting lineup now. There's probably going to be a left winger coming in. We're probably going to replace this guy. We're probably going to replace this guy. And these guys are going to need to be learning the tactics of the manager. The players are going to be changing environments. They're going to be changing teammates. They're going to need to understand each other's movements and so many things so many intricacies that you will need to learn. So I feel like that alone is like 1 year. Then also Thomas Frank learning on the job, learning the transition from, because it's not just the players that are learning as well. The manager is also learning because now he's at the bigger team. The way Bournemouth played today, they probably would have never played that way against Brentford. So there are other things that he has to learn as a manager and different situations. Like he said, He learned a lot from the Bayern game. He probably learned a lot from the PSG game, as we saw in the Manchester City game. It was different. We were able to see out the game and things like that. So the manager is also learning. So that's why I'm not necessarily pissed. And even aside from that, I have mentioned on this channel that, in my opinion, and me and Shanta have been over this a lot of times. And Shanta will tell me, Taslim, we need a number 10. We need a number 10. And I'm like, Shanta, I don't think that a number 10 is as important as a left winger. If it was up to me, I would get the left winger in first. And like I said, I didn't watch the first half, but what I saw in the second half was that they were doubling up and sometimes tripling up on Kudus. And the reason why they were doing that is because they knew that Kudus was the only outlet that we had, as like currently he was the only outlet we had. So instead of Xavi here, he was Sa. So yeah, it was Sa here, and nobody else here can ball carry. The closest thing we have to a ball carrier in this team, aside from Kudus, is maybe Udogi, and he's not fit. Do you get what I'm saying? Udogi is the closest thing we have to a ball carrier. So having Kudus here, and it's the same thing that we saw against Bayern. When we were playing against Bayern, they locked out Kudus and they knew, okay, you guys should follow Brendan Johnson's side. Every time he would give away the ball. And the midfielders as well were giving away the ball, a lot of misplaced passes, a lot of fouls, a lot of it was just an off day for everybody. So yeah, like they know that Kudus is the only outlet that we have. So if we block out Kudus, you people can come out. And that's the thing I was banging on. If you're able to double mark or triple mark Kudus now, okay, so if you triple mark Kudus, you have six more players. If you change this into a Savio, for instance, sorry, that's Milenkovic Savic, not you. If you change this to a Savio, let's say you triple mark him as well. If you want to be crazy and you want to triple mark Kudus and you also want to triple mark Savio, you're that crazy. Then there's only three men left. So there's one, two, three that they're free. Do you get what I'm saying? There's also Kulusevski, Richarlison that is free as well. So it's not possible. And that's the thing that I was banking on. Like, I get it. Everybody wants to see a number 10. Everybody wants to see a number 10. But a left winger is just as important as a number 10 to me in this team. And that's why when a lot of people say, oh, why don't we get Lukman? Why don't we get Lukman? I don't think that Lukman offers the same level of threat that Kudus does. There's a reason why they're triple marking Kudus, double marking Kudus. There's a reason why they're doing that. And I feel like Lukman is not of the caliber that we need if you say you want to if you say you want to sort of trouble your opponents. I don't think so. And that's why so far this summer it has been for me Savio or Bust, just me. But yeah, I found that very interesting. So now if you go here, we're outclassed in every way, shape, or form. I think by the 65th minute we had only had one shot and it was zero on target. I think Matistel had that shot. Bergval had that shot that he never took. He had the one he took. Um, we're outclassed. We're outclassed today, and that's fine. I'm not angry, like I said, and I feel like this is another game that we have lost, not just because of the manager, but also because of the board. Because I feel like currently this manager is very limited. He has very limited options, and there's only so much he can do with this team, considering the players he has available to him. So if you have brought in signings, let's say you had brought in Savio, you had brought in Savi Simons and all these things, maybe we have different options and we're able to do things differently. But right now, he only has a limited set of tools, and so far, he's very limited in what he's able to do. So yeah, like I feel like there's enough blame to go around for everybody. I feel like I said, the manager is going to get things wrong because of how he tweaks things. There are some things that are not going to work. There are sometimes it's not going to work, and he's going to need to learn on the job. And he's going to learn. I think he's a very good learner. If he wasn't a very good learner, believe me, he wouldn't have been able to stay in the Premier League. So yeah, I feel like he's going to learn on the job, and we have to sort of be patient with him. I've seen some people saying Ange out already. I think that's an absolute joke. I said Ange out, sorry, Frank out. I think that's an absolute joke. I think it's hilarious and it's funny. But yeah, that's basically what I have to say. I think that I'm a bit concerned in the sense that we drop points. I really had hoped that we'll be able to get 3 points. And the reason why I say I'm a bit concerned is because the way the way I see football is the same way I used to take my academics. And let me explain. When I was back in uni, so back in uni, I this is how I used to do in school. So I used to split school into three parts, and the first two third. So okay, let me explain. Let me give the context first. So if you've come this far, firstly, please leave a like, please subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you. But let me give context to this situation. So in my school, in my uni, Pan Atlantic University, I think I've shown it here before. Let me advertise my school a bit. Let me show you guys my uni. So I'm done with uni, by the way. But yeah, so this was my uni. So back in uni, I the way things worked in my uni was if you don't have a certain level of attendance, you can't write your exams. So you need at least, I think, 80% attendance for classes to be able to write your exams. So because I knew that you need at least 80% of attendance to be able to write your exams, in the early stages of classes, I'm never missing any class. I'm going to every class, I'm not missing anything. And then in the later side of the semester, when I know I'll be fatigued from the semester, I'm exhausted at that point, exams are coming up, assignments, tests, and all these things, and is more hectic. Then, because I know my attendance is really high, I'm able to sort of drop off a bit and miss classes. Now, how does that transfer to Tottenham Hotspur? So now let's go to Tottenham Hotspur. So in the early part of the season, when I know that fixtures are still a bit open and whatever, you're able to gain ground and get points. Not when you're playing 2 games a week and things like that. It's not as hectic yet. So I think that this time is the best time to get as many points as possible and sort of distance yourself from the rest of others. And I think, if anything, this period is usually the time when majority of teams have their players available to them, because in the later part of the season we usually see that players are getting injured because you're playing more games and things like that. So for me, it is very important that you sort of nick as many points as you can in this early stage of the season. Like, it doesn't really matter. I say matter. It doesn't really matter how you do it as long as you are nicking points. For me, that's how I see it. Like the same way I used to take school. So you take as many points as possible. Then in the tail end of the season, when, like, for instance, now Tottenham Hotspur in the Champions League, Manchester City in the Champions League, sometimes, and in the Champions League you can play a second team like we did in the Europa League last season. So in the Champions League, you sort of have to play your strongest team every week. So now, when you're playing your strongest team every week, players are going to get tired, players are going to get injured, and things like that. Especially if you go deep into the Champions League, if you go deep into the FA Cup, deep into the Carabao Cup, and things like that. So I feel like, in that sense, I'm a bit pained in a way that we sort of lost. But like I said, it's a new manager. He has a lot to learn, and the board haven't sort of helped him enough, in the sense that I know everybody's excited about the Chavi signing and whatever, but even if, like, before the deadline day, we're able to get in Asial, we've gotten in Chavi, and we've gotten in, let's say we get in Savio. So Savio and Inasial before the deadline day, let's say hypothetically speaking. These guys are still going to need to learn the tactics. Savio has been injured, so he has not really, I don't know if, excuse me, if he has had a preseason and all these type of factors. So players are learning each other's movements and things like that. So they have to adapt to the team. and that might cost us some points here and there as well. So even if hypothetically speaking they bring in the players today, they still haven't done enough for the manager in my eyes. So yeah, that's my own opinion. I've seen a lot of people that are of different opinions from me. Um, I've seen a lot of people rate the window as an 8, as a 9, and things like that. But personally, I still feel like there's a lot to do, and also when you do them as well matters. Like if you look at Liverpool, for instance, Liverpool have brought in Florian Wirtz early on, and he's still struggling to adapt to the Premier League so far. So yeah, I think that is another factor that we need to consider. So yeah, I think that we're going to drop points. We're going to lose games. Every team loses games, except Leverkusen last season or 2 seasons ago. Sorry, but yeah, teams will lose games and we will lose games. Our manager needs to learn. He's at a bigger club, so he'll be facing different types of tests. And even like this is still the early days, but I think that even as we get stronger, because if there's anything, and that's where I will give credit to Thomas Frank and credit to the board, is that their talent ID is sort of better than the last manager or has improved in the sense that now we're bringing in players to walk into the 11. So if you look at the signings that we brought in so far, we brought in Kudos, walk straight into the 11. Polinia walk straight into the 11. Mbuemo we're linked to. Semenyo we're linked to. Um, who was again? Gibbs White as well. Paqueta. All these players, they walk straight into the 11. So in that sense, we're improving the 11. And as we get stronger as a team, as we improve as a team, we sort of teams will start respecting us more and start sitting down in low blocks against us. So that will be a different test entirely as well. So as we get better and as we improve, that will be a different test, and that will be different from anything that Thomas Frank had faced in the Premier League before. And maybe he faced it in the Championship when his Brentford side sort of were more dominant in possession and things like that. But in the Premier League, is higher caliber managers and things like that. So it's going to be a different test. So, like I said, we're going to lose games. We're going to get battered at times. Like if you even think back to previous flavor of the month when De Zerbi was in the Premier League, De Zerbi at a point in time was flavor of the month. But there was always the odd game where they get destroyed. If you think back to Manchester City last season, they were getting destroyed. What was again? Manchester United too have gotten destroyed. A lot of teams have gotten destroyed. Do you get what I'm saying? So there are going to be games that you get destroyed, and that's fine as long as your manager is learning and he's improving, he's getting better. That's all that matters for me. It's still early days. He has a lot to learn. He has limited options. Even if Xavi was here today, even if Xavi was here today, let's say hypothetically speaking, okay, Bournemouth have a lot of legs and their midfield is crazy, so you need somebody energetic like Sa. So let's say you do this. Yeah, like I said, why do I keep on clicking on this Xavi? Why is he the first Xavi? He's retired. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, and I don't think this guy is a left winger, by the way. I think he's a proper 10. Like in any way, shape, or form, I don't think he's a left winger. But let's even say we live in a world where Xavi was the one here today. It still doesn't make too much of a difference in the sense that today our only outlet today was Kulusevski. I said Kulusevski. I wish. Kudus. And because our only outlet was Kudus, this guy has to spray the ball to somebody. So if they double mark him and they double mark him and they make us play through Bannon, it would have still been the same result. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like this team, like I said, is still very limited. There's still like very little options that the manager has. And until we're able to change this guy to my dream signing, which is this one, hopefully is this guy, fingers crossed, because he wants to come to Tottenham and we want him. But hopefully this guy, um, then we have 1, 2, 3 that is a threat or that are threats. And we also have this guy not doing the hold up play because a lot of people complain about Richarlison's hold up play. And I like the thing about Richarlison and even Brennan, which is why sometimes like I can't I fault Brennan for some things because sometimes I just feel like you're not good enough or you're not doing enough. But for a player like Richarlison now, he just can't do certain things. Like he's a very limited player. If you look at Richarlison for Brazil, when a lot of people say oh, Richarlison is really good, Richarlison is really this, Richarlison is really that. There is a reason why Richarlison looks that good for Brazil, and when he plays for Tottenham Hotspur, he doesn't look as good. Why Savinho? We're not getting him. Hello, that's my dream signing, and I'll keep on being deluded. There's nobody else I think that is as much of a threat than him right now. I don't know. Lookman doesn't do it for me. I don't know. Like the way I saw them doubling up against Kudus today, I don't think that they do that for Lookman because I don't think that they think he's that much of a threat. But that's just my own personal opinion, Sha. But yeah, I think that sorry, Richarlison now for Brazil. A lot of people say, "Oh, Richarlison is really good for Brazil. Why don't we see that Richarlison?" Richarlison is really good for Brazil because Brazil have a lot of good players. So because Brazil have a lot of good players, Richarlison doesn't have to drop the try and hold up the ball or whatever. Richarlison is just in the box, and all they have to do is feed him like five chances with the likes of Neymar, with the likes of Vini. The good deliveries are quality deliveries. We saw some quality deliveries or what he can do when he gets quality deliveries against Burnley. So do you get what I'm saying? So the less you tell a player like Richarlison to do, the less you tell a player like Solanke to do. If you look at Solanke at Bournemouth, they reduced his responsibilities, took his game to a whole new level. Oli Watkins at when Naemery came, took his game to a whole new level by telling him just score goals. All this pressing, all this hold up player doing, no, stop it, just score goals. Salah last season reduce his responsibilities, just score goals. This is your prime focus, and that really helps a player. So having players like this, 1, 2, 3, will sort of help Richarlison. And if you're going to double up on Kudus, you're going to double up on Savio. That's 4, 6 players remaining. Let's say you double up against Xavi, so there's 4 players remaining. How many players do you want to mark Richarlison? What about Matassa and potentially Paulinia? Or let's say Paulinia sits back and you do this and you turn this into 1, 2, 3. Do you get what I'm saying? So how many people do you want to mark? Do you get what I'm saying? How many people do you want to double mark or whatever? You can't double mark. You can't. So yeah, Paqueta to Villa, I'm assuming it will be the Rogers domino. This is very interesting. This is a very interesting shout. Is it like, is there really something in it? Because I mean, I've seen that they want to sign him or they're interested in him, but I don't know if it's anything concrete. Let me check. Arsenal, okay. Where did they say this one from? West Ham turned to West Ham turned to Arsenal for Paqueta replacement with Aston Villa move most likely. Okay, so let's read it. West Ham have open talks with Arsenal as they make a contingency plan to replace Lucas Paqueta. The Brazilian star most likely to join Aston Villa if he departs the Hammers. The West Ham board are now fully braced for Paqueta to leave if Aston Villa offer to meet their asking price. Arsenal could provide the answer. So what are they getting from Arsenal? I don't know. I don't know who they're getting from Arsenal or who they want from Arsenal. Oh, Fabio Vieira. Okay, that's interesting. Fabrizio posted. They're closing on the deal. Are you serious? Let me check. When? Or did I miss it? When did he post it? Okay. Understand that Aston Villa are now advancing to sign Lucas Paqueta. Negotiations on the way with West Ham while Paqueta is coming on the Villa move. Are you serious? Aston Villa are on the verge. Deal close. Guy, Rogers, that's interesting. That's interesting. Crazy news. Crazy news. Thank you, Shanta. Thank you. So I think that okay. So let's say we replace this guy and we'll go through this Morgan Rogers stats. Personally, me, I don't think it's all that, but we'll go through stats. Maybe I'll be convinced otherwise. But yeah, okay. So Morgan Rogers replaces Savio here. So yeah, it just gives us more options and more threats, and they're not able to double mark Kudus like they did today. And that's the thing. Like you could tell today that Kudus was the best player on the pitch in the sense that like he was the only one that looked like he could sort of carry us out of anything. Do you get what I'm saying? The rest of them didn't really look like they could carry us out of anything. Sorry, I don't mean based on his performance. He didn't play well today. I mean based on like ability. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a very interesting one, and I like I said yesterday, I'm keen to see what they do in the left wing position because it is a real concern because if we don't rectify that left wing position, I'm telling you, we can't have a good season. Like it's not even me trying to be pessimistic or whatever, but I just feel like the way teams will be able to lock us down and just tell us, oh, play through Brennan, play through Brennan. You think you're going to pass with Brennan? I dare you. And like every week is going to be crazy. Against teams like Manchester City, will be able to get away with it. But against serious teams like or mid-table teams like Bournemouth, against teams like against teams like Crystal Palace, when we will need different kinds of solutions, we wouldn't be able to get away with it. Okay, so okay, thank you guys for the comments. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. So I don't know what Frank sees in Brennan. Since the second Odebert came in, the left side looks so much better. That's the thing. Like Odebert and Matistel. The thing about Odebert is Odebert doesn't have output, in my opinion. With Odebert doesn't have output, in my opinion. So I just feel like no, for me. I don't know. That's just me, and I feel like it's still raw. Like I feel like Odebert is kind of player that needs to go out on loan for 2 years or something crazy like that to go and play week in week out. Because I still don't even know what to make of him, and he has been here for a year now, and I still don't know what to make of him. I don't feel like I've seen him enough to sort of know what he's about. I've not seen him in the team for a sustained period of time. The one time that he had a chance to be playing every week, um, it was Mikey Moore because Odebert was injured for an extended period of time. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I just feel like yeah, I don't know what to make of him, to be honest. So yeah, he said I'd play Tell over Brennan, man. I swear. The thing about Brennan is as long as we don't have a left winger, like we don't sign in a left winger, there will always be the case of why would you remove Brennan Johnson? Because let me show you something. Um, at the end of the day, you can't remove Brennan because Brennan does something that the Matistel and the other best don't do, which is goals. Look here, top goal scorers in the Premier League. It doesn't like matter what you say about how he plays, but he can't do he can't do that for me, in my opinion. 3 seasons now, he somehow finds a way to get output. I don't know how he does it because I don't know how he does it personally, but yeah, if you've come this far, please subscribe, please like, and please turn on post notifications. Please and thank you guys. I've not gained them so far on this stream, and that's weird because there are people watching. So please subscribe. Um, but yeah, Sam Smith said, okay, so sorry, Shanta responded to Sam Smith. Shanta said, now we're getting Lookman Akonji maybe. So before, I wouldn't have wanted Akonji, to be fair. But I think that right now I'm sort of more accepting of Akonji in the sense that he, by the way, I always say this because I know there might be a new person in the stream. If you're wondering why I'm saying Akonji, that is actually the pronunciation. It is a Nigerian Yoruba name. So it is Akonji, not Akanji, or however you people say it. I don't even know. But yeah, it's Akonji. So yeah, I'm more accepting to Akonji now because I feel like some people have made a shout, or some people have discussed the whole is Brennan Johnson. I said Brennan Johnson is Jed Spence as good at right back as he is at left back, and based on what I've seen, not so much. So I think I would prefer him at left back and then sign a right back. But then if you sign in a right back, what about the left centre back role? You'll be playing Danso out of position. There are some people that have said that Akonji plays left centre back for City, so maybe he'll be able to play that, but he also plays right back for City as well. So I think Akonji sort of fixes it, but personally, I would prefer a more long-term solution. But I think that if like we're signing an Akonji, I think that goes back to what Shanta said and hints at what Shanta said because the fee, let me show you guys. So Akonji transfer news. So Sorry, not AI mode. I don't know why I keep on pressing this AI mode. Okay, transfer. Okay. So yeah, let me go back. So if you look at this, a fee of 15 million pounds could be enough. That is the key thing. Because if you go back to what Shanta said, Shanta, if you think about the domino, with Paqueta possibly going to Villa, and Rogers possibly coming to Spurs, us knowing that Villa will want to ask for big money for Rogers, then it's like, or Savio Rogers, whoever we're able to get is going to be big money. So knowing that it's going to be big money, we can't go out to get like a proper left centre back now. So we sort of have to go cheap on the left centre back for now. And then by going cheap on the left centre back for now, we can go big on the left wing position, if that makes sense. So it sort of hints at what Shanta is saying, and it makes sense. It makes sense in that, because I feel like we're going to want to go big on that left wing position because it is a very key position, and I've explained why I think it would be a very key position for us. So yeah, sorry, somebody's texting me on WhatsApp, so I wanted to close my WhatsApp quickly. Okay, so yeah, let me check the comments. Let me check the comments. Keep the comments coming, guys. Keep comment coming. Keep the comments coming. If you're new here, please like, please subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'm here every day, 10 p.m. So yeah, I don't know. I've read this one. We never start him. When we do, we would know what he can offer. Yeah, that's the thing. See, we never start him. When we do, we know what he can offer. But this manager's Ange was watching him every week in training, and Son was declining. Odebert last season, I think should have gotten more minutes, because if Son is declining, he at that point in time looked like the successor to Son. He should have gotten more minutes. He didn't. The manager knows what he's seeing in training. Um, so yeah, I feel like both managers are not blind. Like they know what they're seeing and they don't think he's ready. I personally, as well, from what I've seen, don't think he's ready as well. So I feel like if he was ready, the managers would have played him. But that's not the case all the time, to be fair. There are players that we've seen that the manager hasn't played, and then when you play them, you realize they're actually more than ready. Cough, cough, Jet Spence. Do you get what I'm saying? So you never really know. But I get what you're saying, Shanta. I get what you're saying. So unfortunately, I'm unable to display you people's comments on the screen because I'm back to using YouTube Live. I was very disappointed and heartbroken yesterday that nobody came on. So yeah, when I was using StreamYard, so I'm not using StreamYard anymore. I'm using YouTube Live. I'm warming to YouTube Live, to be fair. And I actually did struggle to use StreamYard yesterday because I'd been using YouTube Live for a while now. So I'm sort of getting used to this one. Um, but yeah, let me check. So Lukman is half the price of Rogers, and he gets goals and assists. So I think what we're going to do, Sam Smith, because of what you just said, what we're going to do is, it looks like Savio is dead in the water. So what I'm going to do is, maybe we're going to do a comparison between Lukman and Rogers to know who is the better player. Maybe that will settle this debate based on the data. And maybe we'll also do, because I feel like I watched Pep's press conference, and in his press conference, they didn't necessarily write off the he didn't necessarily write off Savio. When they asked him about Savio, Pep just said, at the transfer window, at the end of the transfer window, asked me about that. Can he come? Can he come? Can he come? Can he come? And he just batted away the question quite aggressively, to be fair. So I feel like Savio deal. I think Savio is based on the reports, and I think that there's no smoke without fire. But like I said, when it comes out saying missing it with light blue and football, it's sort of mixed signals. Which one is it? So I feel like there's no smoke without fire, and they're saying that he's unhappy. So maybe there might still be something there for Savio, maybe Rogers. But I know we're getting somebody. There's no way Tottenham Hotspur don't get somebody. It's just a matter of it being the right profile, because it has to be somebody that is dangerous. Like, and when I say dangerous, I always go back to the Kudus thing. There's a reason why they're double marking, triple marking Kudus, and they're not double marking, triple marking Bernard Johnson. So if you just bring in anybody there that they don't see as a sufficient enough threat, it is basically pointless. Do you get what I'm saying? So you know what I'm going to do now, because of what Sam Smith just said. What I'm going to do now is, I'm going to open sofa score and I'm going to search Lukman, I'm going to search Morgan Rogers, and I'm going to search Savio down. So I don't forget to do a comparison between all three. So let me open three tabs for one for each player. Um, so this one, Jeremy Pino, I'm excited to see how he does in the Premier League, to be fair. I'm excited to see how he does in the Premier League because I felt like he's a good player, but me, I had concerns about his physicality. But if Tottenham Hotspur is willing to take a punt on Xavi Simons, then I don't know why we didn't take a punt on Jeremy Pino. So yeah, because he's a very good dribbler. He's used as a touchline winger, so he doesn't necessarily get goals, but he's a threat. He's a threat, in my opinion. So yeah, let me see. The last player is we've done Lukman, Savinio, and Rogers. This Rogers is one that excites me because I would like to actually go deep into the data because there are players that I may not have necessarily liked, but a lot of the time on this channel, you guys have managed to convince me. But I remember I wasn't really keen on Sancho, and I think Kier was able to convince me on Sancho, potentially to Spurs. Maybe also because I know that we are kind of desperate now, so that also comes into it. But maybe you guys will be able to convince me on Rogers. But when I go into the data again this time and properly like focus on it, because now it looks like it could be happening potentially if you put two and two together and we're getting nine, maybe Paqueta, Rogers, maybe. So yeah, let me see. You said, what do you think about Paqueta going to Villa? Okay, Rodney, hello, it's nice to see you again. What do I think about Paqueta going to Villa? Honestly, to me, okay, I'll look at it from different sides. From a Western point of view, to start with, I think it's absolutely stupid to let Paqueta go to Villa. I think that is madness because you people haven't been the best team so far. And letting one of your best players go is crazy to me, especially considering your current situation in the league. So, yeah, I think that's crazy to me. But then when you look at it from a Villa point of view, Paqueta is a good player, a very good player. In another performing side, you'll be able to get him for cheap, considering that you're not exactly rivals and the betting scandal has sort of reduced his market value. So yeah, he's a good player in his pump, in his prime. You are out of the Champions League, you need depth, you've lost some players, and you need to strengthen. And Paqueta is somebody that pushes the players that are there, like already in the lineup for more like compete. He's competing for the first team, and that's the kind of quality that you want. So yeah, I think he's a good signing from that aspect. From a Villa aspect, it also does make sense because you're getting Paqueta that I also think is a quality player as well. And potentially you're selling Morgan Rogers. Now, if you go and check how much they signed Morgan Rogers for, they signed him for 9.4 million euros, which is crazy to me. So now, if you look at his market value now, is 53 million euros. That is like more than five times what they paid for him, and he wouldn't be going for 50 million euros. He will be going for like 70 million pounds, and that is crazy money in the sense that you're getting Paqueta, who I don't think is like far off, but he's competing as well for the Premier for the league, and you make a profit. You can even go out there and reinvest the money again and make the squad stronger again. I think he could potentially even be another sort of what's the word Jack Grealish moment for Villa as well. So yeah, I feel like it's good business from a Villa side. So those are the three point of views that I want to see from. So from a Paqueta side, it makes sense. From a Villa side, from a Paqueta side, it makes sense. From a Villa side, it makes sense. But from a West Ham side, not so much. But it's also understandable in the sense that they're in a bad position. Maybe they need money to reinvest, and they've had to sell Kudus to get in players. They brought in the likes of Mateus Fernandez for 40 million, which I think is crazy money, by the way. But they need money to reinvest. They still need some signings, and maybe that is why. So I also sort of understand it from their POV as well. But yeah, I hope it all works out for everybody. Because like I always say, I want to see the best teams playing the best football and they're the strongest. So the league is more interesting to watch for me when like I watch football with the eyes of a neutral instead of my Spurs eyes. So yeah, is my take on the Paqueta to Villa. Um, Shanta said, "I know, but we won't get him. I know my club Spurs. We're not signing another forward." Shanta, oh my God, I get where you're coming from, but I don't think that, especially like there was a comment. Let me read it for you that I saw on a post. Let me read it for you guys. So this comment said, um, Frank did this on purpose to push for more help. And I guess by help, the person meant signs. There's no way, yeah, that I watched that game, seeing what they did to Mohamed Kudus. Not just seeing it in that game, but also seeing what they did to Mohamed Kudus against Bayern. And there's any way that Thomas Frank thinks that Kudus and Xavi are enough for us. And that's the thing. I think Frank is going to push. And if there's anything we've seen, Tottenham are quite willing to spend the money. And like I said, going cheap on a centre back that also does solve our problems that we need to solve and can sort of give us leeway to go big on a winger. So I think that something is going to happen. Now, I think we're going to get somebody. Is somebody going to be somebody that is sufficient enough for me? I mean, I don't really matter, but I mean, like somebody that is a threat enough for them to double mark him, triple mark him, like we saw them do to Kudus. That is where I have a question, or that is where I raise my eyebrows. You get what I'm saying? But I do think we're going to get somebody in. Like even if we're not going to or unable, even if we're unable to get in anybody, I think at the very least we'll try to get in Lukman. We'll try to get in anybody because we need somebody, and the likes of Matisse and Odobel right now are not good enough. At this moment, they're still developing, still growing. And Brennan is not what we need. You play well in a Villa, I said in a Villa, in a Nottingham Forest. You play well in a side that tries to counter attack. Same thoughts I have about Lukman, but in a side that you could potentially be needing to ball carry, to dribble. No, 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 no. You should have got Savio. Honestly, Man City have done one on us, and well done to City. Kudos to them. I hope they're happy, and I wish them the worst season possible. Nah, I'm just joking. It's all good. It's business. It's fine. If you can dish it out, you should be able to take it. We dished it out to them. They bid way more money than I thought they bid. 100 million for Harry Kane. When we checked it yesterday, that's a lot of money. We weren't even willing to negotiate, as the reports that came out said. So it's understandable why they might want to get us back. It's nothing personal. And like I said, us beating them as well would have sort of made them raise their eyebrows as well. But I think us losing today as well will make them know it's just Spurs. So I hope that will make them think again and say, okay, yeah, Spurs are not a threat. Let's just give him to Spurs. And then we become a threat, because having 1, 2, 3, then we become a threat. Having 1, 2, not so much. Having one, not so much. But having 1, 2, 3, having different options. And then if we have 1, 2, 3, you have this one coming forward, then we become a threat. But right now, not so much. Not so much. So yeah, I hope they underestimate us and give us Brennan. Pim is a championship level player. Crazy stuff. I don't know if he's a championship level player. I mean, yeah, sure, he can get goals in the Premier League. Like that's the thing. That's why I say that Brennan needs to be studied. Brennan is one of a kind. Honestly, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but he's one of a kind. He has shown that look, like if you look here, you think Brennan is like this amazing player. That's what I'm saying. Like he has shown he knows how to get goals. I don't think he's a championship level player. He's just very unique. And he has a very unique skill set. That's I can't seem to understand how he does it, but he finds a way to do it. I don't know how he does it. Um, Akonji can play CB, RB, and DLB. Defensive left back, okay, and midfield. I don't think we'll need him for midfield and the likes, but yeah, I think that will be. Thank you, Diego, because Diego, if you guys don't know, by the way, to people in the chat or to people watching, Diego is a City fan, so this is like tier one information. So yeah, that's very interesting, and that's why I think that this Akonji link now I'm sort of warming up to it more, because after putting into context the possibility of a Rogers, especially with this Paqueta news, possibly, it does make more sense, and I'm sort of warming more to the idea because now we're quite desperate. We might have to overpay, or we will have to overpay for a left winger if we're going to get in one of quality. So I think that the Akonji signing makes sense in that sense. Um, it's stupid letting Paqueta go to Villa. We could bid 55 million and Sullivan will take it. So on Paqueta going to Villa, yeah, I think that they will. But I think if Paqueta comes to Spurs right now, I think Paqueta is going to play in the number 8. I think this is where Paqueta is going to be, considering now we have Simons. And the thing is, I feel like right now we have more concerning. Let me check the positions this guy can play. So let's see. So he says he can play left mid. That means he can also play left wing. Interesting. But I think if he comes to Spurs, I would like him to play as the number 8, like this. And I think that this position, as well as this position slash this position, is more of a concern to me than the number 8. So I get it that if we bid, we could get Paqueta, considering the situation that West Ham are in. But I don't think Paqueta is as high on our list as before. And there were reports that came out saying that West Ham had rejected us. So apparently, before we went for Simmons, we went for Paqueta, but it was hush hush because there was already too much rejection and they didn't want any more bad PR. So it didn't come out until after the Simmons deal. So yeah, I think that they rejected us. We tried for Paqueta, but they rejected us. So yeah. Do I prefer Rogers or Lookman? I said we're going to do a comparison later. So yeah, I just want to run through the comments, but you guys can keep them coming. You guys can keep them coming. Um, if we don't solve the left wing issue, we will be really stupid. Can you see what I'm saying? That Shanta, that's what I was telling you the other day when we're having the debate about the number 10 and the left wing. I told you I get it that number 10 is important, but without a left winger, they will just double up on Kudus. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if Javi Simons has the Bruyne passing ability. If he's passing the ball, if they double up, triple up on Kudus, and he's passing the balls to Brendan Johnson, will always be in the same situation. And that's why I was telling you that for me, personally, I get that you are of a different opinion, but as long as we have just this guy as the only person that can take on a man and they can mark him out of the game. It doesn't matter what Xavi Simons wants to do, whichever passing ability he has or whatever, he's going to be creating for the likes of Brendan Johnson, and that body is going to be going straight back. So yeah, like it's sort of like a loop. And personally, oh my god, Shanta, I just scrolled down and I just saw Paqueta. He deleted the Paqueta post, which is insane. Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to feel. But anyways, let me go back up. So yeah, that's how why I was of the opinion I was of the left wing position in my opinion. I still haven't gained this up, and I'm pretty sure that there are new people watching. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you. It's the least you could do. It's free. You don't pay to subscribe. You don't pay to like. Guys, come on. Um. So yeah. And turn on post notifications as well. So thank you. With next comment. I can't handle Brennan Johnson on that left side all season. I think we're going to get the left winger. I prefer Rogers. Lukman has bad attitude. I think that is one of those things. I don't think Lukman has a bad attitude. And let me explain why. So if you think back, let me show you. So basically, last year, something funny happened at Atalanta where even though Lukman had done all the things he had done for the club and whatever, the manager came out publicly and was saying a lot of rubbish about him in an interview. And this is not even because I'm a fellow Nigerian, as well as Lukman. I think you shouldn't do that to anybody, any player. It doesn't really matter who it is. You don't come out and say things like that about your player. And the manager came out, said some funny things about the player, and this guy still knocked it down and still had a very good season. for them. Let me show you. He came out, he said what he wanted to say, and he still had a very good season for them. Let me show you. See, Lukman can't even play on the left. He's an ST based on what's here. Um, but yeah, I know he played. I think he played on the wings at this thing. So yeah, if you look at him this season, look, he still got 20 goals and 6 assists, 26 goal contributions. Regardless of the battles that he was facing at the club and the issues with the manager or whatever, he was a top professional. He didn't come out to say anything bad, nothing like that. So I don't think he has a bad attitude. I just think that there were things that happened at the club and the relationship had broken down, but he was a professional. He did what he had to do, and now he wants to leave. It's as simple as that. Paqueta will go into the midfield and fill in left and come when needed. Sa or Bentancur to the bench. Personally, I don't feel like while I know Paqueta is a good player, I think that Paqueta's strong, like his strength. Let me show you. His strength is not necessarily dribbling, and that's why I wouldn't want Paqueta on my wing. I would rather Paqueta as my deep line playmaker in the number 8. But if you check his stats, let me show you. His passing stats are good, but when you go down here and you see his carries into the penalty, progressive carries, they're very low. He's not the kind of midfielder that knows how to carry the ball, dribble, and all these type of things. He doesn't know how to do that. He's more of a passer to create. So that's why I don't think that Paqueta can walk on the wing, in my opinion. So yeah. And Rogers is younger. How old is Rogers? So Rogers is 23 and Ademola is how old? Ademola is 27. Okay, interesting. So yeah, he is younger. Um, I'm sorry, I'm quite slow with the comments. I sort of lose track of where I am. Let me see. Rogers is younger. Shanta, if it's Rogers, then Simmons will be left wing. There's no world. I would take no world with Xavi Simmons as my left winger. I don't want it to happen. Xavi Simmons is a 10. If you look at his heat map, even though on paper for Leipzig, Xavi was playing as a on paper for Leipzig, Xavi was playing as a left winger. When I watched all the tactical videos, he didn't play as a left winger. He actually did play as a he actually played as a 10. So what will happen is David Round, the left back, would keep the width. So it was sort of like this. So let me show you guys. Sort of something like this. So he comes here in this left 10 row and Round keeps the width here. So he moves. He starts out wide like we saw Mbuemo, starts out wide and then comes in here. Do you get what I'm saying? And I will show you that in his heat map here. Um, so yeah, if you look at, he starts out wide, then he drifts here into this row. He doesn't stay at the left wing. He's not a left winger. He's a 10. He's a 10. If you let me show you this guy too as well. It's sort of like this guy was doing. He's not a 10, no, but no, this one is a winger. But let me show you. If you look at this guy under Thomas Frank as well, he starts wide and he comes here to this position to finesse a shot. So yeah, like it's sort of like what Mbeumo was doing. Like it's the same thing. He starts out wide and he comes in. So I don't think that that was how he played the left wing. So he still came back to that 10. He's a 10. And him being in the 10 sort of helps him feed the left winger and the right winger. If he's on one side, he sort of only is able to feed the number 10 easily. Obviously, he can switch play, but more times than not, Kudus will be isolated. Do you get what I'm saying? Like he won't feed Kudus as much as the number 10. He will be feeding the number 10. So I rather him at the center of the pitch where he plays his best football and he impacts games the most. Let's check his um, PSV days. Sorry, give me a sec. Um, why is this thing acting up like this now? Sorry, give me a sec. Okay, so PSV was the what's the name of that league again? Eredivisie. Uh-huh. So if you look at here, he probably played as a number 10 here. So he's floating left, he's floating right. That is where I would prefer Simmons to be for us instead of playing on the left wing. If you play him on the left wing, I don't think we'll get the best out of him. He has to be at the center of the pitch where he can affect everything. Everything goes through him. He's the heartbeat of that team. That's what we need to use him as, the heartbeat of the team. So yeah, but there's also like some might say, okay, because of his physicality, he'll be best on the left, and like if he's going to lose the ball on the left, is less dangerous than losing the ball in the midfield. I get it, but I feel like based on the way everybody's talking about him, like I said, I'm not going to make any judgments until I actually watch him in a Tottenham shirt. But based on the way everybody's talking about him and the ability, I think the risk of having him in the midfield, the potential advantage of having him in the midfield as the number 10 is better than the potential of having him on the left wing, in my opinion. So, yeah, based on the way everybody's talking about his ability, I've seen clips, I've seen the good, I've seen the bad. But until he's in a Tottenham shirt and I've watched him for a couple games, maybe the first game I'll be blown away and I'll just go mad at my inner Tottenham fan will come out and I'll lose my mind. But until I've watched him in a Tottenham shirt and I don't truly know what to make of it. Um, so yeah, I don't think we get Rogers, to be honest. I get you. I feel like personally, I feel like Savio is more realistic, and I don't know what it is, but I just feel like if this guy wants to go and like he's pushing for the move, and Tottenham are ready to drop the money, then just let him go. But the thing is, will City let him go without the replacement? But at the same time, they have Bernardo that can play on the wings. They have Bob. They have Cherky. They have Foden. They have Doku. They have a lot of people that can play on the wings. Honestly, so then again, it makes you question. I think Villa keeps him until the summer. I don't even care. All I know is that we need a left winger. Like we can't go into next season without a left winger. Thank you to the two people who have subscribed. I'm very grateful to you guys and welcome to Not London Narratives, guys. And please please turn on post notifications as well. So yeah, I'm here every day 10 p.m. I don't just talk Spurs as well. I talk other clubs, so you could also learn about other clubs. So yeah, the Tottenham fans really believe that you get Rogers or Lukman. Hello, Sean. This is my first time seeing you here. I don't know how to pronounce the other name, so I'll just call you Sean. I'll stick to that before I butcher it. Welcome to Not Another Narratives. Um, I don't know if we really believe. I think it's more of. I think that Villa is selling club. It's not necessarily that we believe that we can get them. I just think it's about like the situation in the sense that Villa is selling club. Like if you stop up the cash, Villa will sell. But like and Tottenham are quite desperate right now, and we sort of need a left winger. So it's more of like we're desperate. Villa will sell if you stop up the cash, and it looks like they're getting Paqueta. So maybe, just maybe, he could be the replacement. We don't know. Just putting two and two together. So yeah, I'm coming. Amazon, Aston Villa are now. Let me see. Breaking 47 million pounds, including loan fee, obligation to buy, and add-ons. On a West Ham fan channel that I follow. So I just saw this 47 minutes ago, 57 minutes ago. Sorry, quoting Fabrizio. So yeah, so yeah, I just think that that's why a lot of Spurs fans are sort of like saying Rogers, not necessarily that we think that we're going to get Rogers, just putting two and two together and getting six maybe. So yeah, no, say he. Okay, sorry, I missed the comment. Pep just said in his press conference that till the transfer window is closed, anyone can leave. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I'm saying. So that's why I feel like Savio is more realistic. And personally, I would prefer Savio. Honestly, personally, I will prefer Savio. So yeah, that's very interesting. Like he didn't even like come out and say like if you think with Rico Lewis, he said when they asked him about Rico, he said that Rico has told me that he wants to stay at the club. Rico wants to stay and he will stay. So he was quite definite. But with the likes of Savio, he just said at the end of the transfer window, we'll see. You can ask me at the end of the transfer window, but now, no, I'm not going to answer any question about anything like that. So yeah, it's very interesting that that is his response. Um, Morgan Rogers City Academy. Yep, you people have produced a lot of talents. Let me see. I don't think West Ham have a choice. They need money. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, they need to sell. They're not in Europe. Spent a lot of money last year. They really run horribly, honestly. Paqueta doesn't compete for a place. He's a star player. Mm, that's a good shout. Let me see. Um, let's check Aston Villa's squad. So they have the likes of Morgan Rogers. They have that can play number 10. They have Buendia. They have Ross Barkley. Yep. I think he walks straight into that 11. He walks into it based on what I'm seeing here. So yeah, you're right. Rodney, he's a star player. He is. And for 47 million, that's crazy money for a star player. Because Fabrizio said, so let me check it again so I can read it to you guys. Breaking, understand Aston Villa are closing in on Paqueta deal with West Ham for £7 million package, including loan fee, obligation to buy and add-ons. Paqueta has accepted Villa move, keen on the project and ready to go. Here we go, expected soon. 1 hour ago. So yeah. Um, let me see the next comment. He walks into 90% of the teams in the league. Granted. And that's the thing, like when you think about the caliber of players that West Ham have had, it begs the question like why they've been so bad. Like it makes you question why they've been so bad because bro, they have quality players. They have like let me show you guys again. And that's the thing. I had this debate with somebody. I can't remember who it was that was saying that the players are not good. They have Paqueta, they have Bowen, Fulkrug. I don't really rate. Somerville, he tore up the championship. He shouldn't be that bad. Sushek, I really used to rate. Wambisaka, I really used to rate. This guy, huge potential now, but he's new, so let's remove him. Emerson, decent defender. They have Todibo. Like, do you get what I'm saying? They have some real talent. Kilman as well. They have some real talent in that team, and it makes you question why they've been so bad. Like, honestly, mm, Alisson, Marquinhos, and Paqueta, Brazil's three captains. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that, and that's crazy. So they are not only getting a what they call it a good player, they're also getting a leader, and that's very key, and that's something to have in a dressing room. That's something to have in the dressing room, especially if I think let me check, let me check just to confirm, so I don't tell you people wrong. Aston, so Aston Villa fixtures. So I want to check their starting lineup to make sure. I think this guy, I don't know if he has gone. The Martinez, is he still their goalkeeper? Dibu, Emiliano, okay, he's still their goalkeeper. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So yeah, I wanted to say, oh, especially considering the fact that the likes of Martinez could be leaving or has left, you need leaders. So Acha said, big up Teslim and the chat, big up Acha and everybody in the chat, big up to the two new subs, and big up to everybody that has liked the video. Thank you so much, guys. I'm very grateful. Honestly, the live game has been insane, honestly, and I'm very grateful to every single one of you. Um, Rodney said yes, he will be an 8. Yeah, I think he was talking about Paqueta at Spurs. It doesn't matter what need is greater when a player like Paqueta comes on the market. I get what you're saying. It is an opportunity, But I feel like if you had someone half decent on the left wing, you can then take points, like you can take opportunities. But I don't think that we're in the kind of situation where we can take opportunities. That's the thing. I feel like we've put ourselves in a corner here that we are in we're in hot soup. Like we're in hot soup right now, and this soup is really hot, and we need to find a way to come out of this hot soup. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I feel like on that with that left wing having the likes of Matistel, the likes of Odegaard, Brennan Johnson, it's hot soup pouring out, and we really can't come out of that hot soup except we side a left winger. Like we can't go into the Champions League or even the Premier League as we've seen today with that guy as our left winger or those any of those three as our left wingers. They said Fabrizio just deleted the post about Paqueta. Very strange. Let me confirm. Let me check. See Shanta actively on Fab's channel. Fab's let me see. No, he's still there. Bayern director on Jackson. So Bayern's director said, okay, 1 hour ago, Fenerbahce are working on the deal to sign Ederson from Manchester City. Um, Bayern director on Nico Jackson, I'm not in a position to act. We will tell the player and the agent that they have to go back to London. He's a Chelsea player for the final 48 hours. We'll try to find a solution. Um, Let me see. Um, Paqueta post is still there. More on Lucas Paqueta. Aston Villa bid 32 minutes ago bid for 47 million total package on the table with player keen on the move. No final green light to proceed from West Ham at this point to as West Ham hope to keep Paqueta. Potter has requested not to sell the Brazilian while Aston Villa are pushing. So yeah, the post is still there. Maybe he deleted it and reposted. Um, that's on X by the way, Twitter. Um, Also, to say we don't need him when we have only three established CMs is a bit wide off the target. Don't get it twisted, Rodney. Yeah, I think that um, I think that we have needed a number eight for the longest time. I've been banging on about this number eight since, and I was pitching Benacer at a point in time. But the thing is, currently, beggars can't be choosers, and it looks like we wouldn't be able to get our number eight, which is what I thought Gibbs White was going to be for us. Because the likes of a Gibbs White can play number eight, can play number 10, and because he works so hard defensively, he can actually play this number eight. And then if you had Madison back, then it's Madison, Polinia, and Gibbs White, and that works. But now we're in a situation where it looks like we've gone all in on the number 10. We tried for Paqueta that can also play this number 8, but we've gone in on the number 10. Xavi is a number 10. I think even if he's playing as a number 8, he's playing as an advanced playmaker, as a number 8. Do you get what I'm saying? Like he's playing as a number 8 like this. So he's playing as a number 10 but in the number 8 position, as an attacking midfielder but in the number 8 position. So yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, like even if he's playing like as the attacking midfielder there. So I think that right now, considering the situation, mm, I don't know. I don't know how realistic it is to be able to rectify all our issues this in one window. So yeah, that's just it. Also to say, okay, my club should have sold Savio. I'm still mad with the accept 70 million. Honestly, 70 million euros for Savio for somebody that you bought for how much? How much? Let's check. You bought him for 25 million euros last year, and a year on, that's like nearly triple the money, nearly 75 million euros. It's crazy that you guys didn't sell him. Honestly, it's crazy because City are, to me, in a weird way, City are a selling club in the sense that if you look at the likes of Alvarez, they signed him for like what 14 million or something crazy like that. Let me show you. And they sold him for big money as well. Like City, if you stump up the cash, then no problem, we'll sell. But if you won't stump up the cash, like look at they signed him for 21.4 million euros. sold him for 75 million euros plus add-ons as well. So like if you snap up the cash, they will sell. Like they're not scared to sell. They will sell as long as you put the money where your mouth is. So it's shocking that they wouldn't sell. Maybe just because it's Tottenham, I don't know, but it's just quite strange to me, honestly. And making like nearly triple the money you paid for somebody a year after is good business to me, in my opinion. Like it doesn't, I don't know, just doesn't make sense to me. Um, he does need to carry the ball. He doesn't need to carry the ball. He can pass it a lot faster. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But in games where we're playing low blocks, how about then? Because we already have Xavi that can do the passing for low blocks. But we need, like, if you look at City now, they have different kinds of people that ask different kinds of questions. So if you think back to City, they had likes of a De Bruyne that could unlock you with a pass. But they also needed likes of a Doku. They also needed likes of Sani. They also needed likes of Sterling that could also unlock your defense in a different way. I think our own De Bruyne is Xavi. Then we need our own Sterling, Sani, Oscar Bob, our own Doku, our own Grealish, people that can unlock your defense, basically. So yeah, I think that we already have a passer. And the passing, but I get what you're saying, Sha. I get what you're saying. In the number eight, like that's why I would have preferred him in the number eight. But then the fact that it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get the number eight right now, and I don't think West Ham won't sell to Tottenham again because their fans will lose their minds. So I don't know, really. But I get what you're saying, Rodney. I do get what you're saying. Um, and he can score goals. He can score goals. No one in the team can. I don't necessarily think that's true, but let me confirm. I don't think Paqueta is the most prolific, but let me confirm. So at Lyon, yes, but since he has come to the Premier League, not so much. Even in his first season, that looks like it was his best season. In these last two, three games that he played, he has played well as well. The only shining light is like a bag of gold in the midst of poop at West Ham. Honestly, look at this guy. But yeah, last season was a bad season. He had the ban. He was going through a lot in his private life. But yeah, I don't necessarily think that goals in the Premier League has been something that has been part of his game. But to be fair to him as well, he has been playing for West Ham. So yeah, um, he has been playing for West Ham. So yeah, maybe in a better team, the output like this 8-7 now, maybe it will be double digits for each. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah. Um, let me see. On Instagram, he deleted it. He posted it about 30 minutes ago, but he deleted it. Okay. Shanta, not so done deal, hopefully. Brazil face low blocks. Paqueta is an 8. He's not a 10. He's a deep line playmaker. He's the guy who would pick out Simmons. I agree with you. I agree with you that we need a different profile of midfielder here. And that's why, like, I keep on banging on the drum of that Gibbs White signing. Like, a lot of people don't know how much the Gibbs White transfer will affect how Tottenham are going to play because we really needed that deep line playmaker as well as a creative midfielder. We needed a deep line playmaker. But right now, it looks like this summer we're not going to be able to solve all our issues. So that is going to be a question of later. Now, who that person is going to be, we don't know yet. Maybe maybe next year we'll go for this guy, and maybe he can play that role because he can also pass a ball. Do you get what I'm saying? So maybe we'll go for him, and then when this one is too old, we replace this guy with somebody else. Who that person is going to be, we don't know, and he becomes the number six. Do you get what I'm saying? But maybe we don't know yet. But yeah, I think we're going to need that eventually. From what I've seen, I think this season for the first season, I think we'll be using one and two as the deep line playmakers because of their passing ability. So yeah, I think that might work. But yeah, it's exciting to see how that works because I do think as well, and I'm totally with you on that, that we need a deep line playmaker. If you've come this far, please smash like button, please subscribe and turn on post notifications, please and thank you. And I'm wearing an Atletico Madrid jersey by the way, random. But yeah, um, so yeah, he's a deep line playmaker, the guy who can pick up Siemens. Okay, I'll respond to that. It's not quantity, it's the quality, and no one scores for West Ham. West Ham, West Ham, I special case honestly. Like they have such good players, but when they are West Ham, they just don't play well. So yeah, I don't know. Um, it's not the quantity, it's the quality. Forget about the left. Forget about the left. Watson isn't joining us over Liverpool. Personally, the thing about Watson is, I think that it's not even going to be Liverpool. I think Liverpool will go for Baliba. Because if you think, okay, let's divert now, refresh. Let me show you. If you think to what Arne Slot is trying to do at Liverpool, yeah, he's trying to change how they play in the sense that he has changed their formation. So I think majority of last season Liverpool played with a 4-3-3, but this season they've gone into a 4-2-3-1. Now the thing about using a 4-2-3-1, and I know Liverpool will need to revisit this maybe next year. But the thing about using a 4-2-3-1 is that you need to have, especially with this Liverpool midfield, you need to have absolute machines as your DM, considering how attacking they are and the things that Florian Wirtz is taking away from what was there before, like what was in the midfield before. So I think that Baliba, personally to me, will be the fit for them because I think that you need an absolute destroyer there. And I'll show you guys what I mean. So I think this is going to be this guy, and I think this is going to be this guy. So if you look at this team, let me show you something now. So yeah, if you watch Liverpool in the first two games, they've looked very open, and the difference is they are now playing a 4-2-3-1. So 1-2-3-4 obviously might contribute defensively. I don't think this guy does, but maybe 1-2-3 might contribute defensively, but it's not in comparison to having something like this and a Zobos line instead of that. But now if you're going to do this, and these two as well also fly forward. So if you're going to do something like this, you need an absolute destroyer here. And now if you go to this is the reason why I tell you, I think to me, Baliba is the dream signing for them. Because while Baliba is not complete, if you look here, his defensive numbers are next level. And let me show you I'm watching. He's not as good as a lot of people think when you check the data, especially to find my perfect signing for Tottenham. Look at Adams Watson's defensive stats. So you can't see it doesn't look that good based on what's here. But you also have to use the eye test as well. I get it. But and I feel like Brighton also already play a sort of attacking formation. So it will even be better for him to adapt and whatever. So yeah, I think personally long term, I think this will be the solution for them, especially considering that they want to go down, so they need an absolute destroyer here. So for me, I feel like Watson is more of like a United is more of United under Amrim that I'm scared of. But hopefully United maybe like I think is Watson to United I'm more terrified of because I think if United lose out to Baliba to um Liverpool for instance, then they go for Watson. And that's where the question is from. Not necessarily Liverpool. Um Liverpool will go for Watson because it's homegrown, maybe. Don't know. We'll see when the time comes. They want to sell Elliot. No, 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 no. I don't think they're selling Elliot anymore. So apparently Elliot is staying. Let me check. I saw it somewhere. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. This was it a few days ago. Like, what day was this? Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, I know I saw this. I know I saw this 2 days ago. Javier Elliott is now considered more likely to stay at Liverpool than leave this summer. So yeah, I think he's going to stay. Because if they let him go, they're not able to bring in anybody as a replacement. And they already have so much change going on at the club. So they need to keep the likes of the Chiesa, they need to keep the likes of Elliot. Um, Let me see. I agree Liverpool should have gone for Paulinho. That would have been a good shout for them. Um, Conor Gallagher, we are get goes top, left, middle, high. Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher to where? Manchester United, we have to keep working. Put more regular ball, top, left, corner, net. So you think we'll win more games as Glazers? Oh, fine. Lucky. Do you think that Gallagher solves? I think Gallagher will be a good shout for United. I actually think so. Like Gallagher on loan and maybe somebody else. Like one of the midfielders that are going for would do them the world of good. It might not be the best thing, but I genuinely think that the likes of Ugarte and all these people that they're playing in that number eight position right now, in that number eight position right now, yeah, they need to take them out, Bruno and Co. Move Bruno to his best position in the 10, or move or sell Bruno now and use the money, keep the money, get Gallagher on loan, get somebody else, a cheap alternative, and next summer you save the Bruno money plus the money that you make this year and you go big, personally. But yeah, I get you, Lucky. I get you. United are going through it right now, honestly. I hear you, but I think they get Wharton because he's homegrown. Like I said, I don't know. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Henry Tong, can you imagine they've replaced you as my Fabrizio here? Henry Tong is usually my Fabrizio, but somebody had already given me the news. Thank you, Henry. Anyways, thank you. He said Villa signing Paqueta. So yeah, Shanta said it earlier, but thank you, nevertheless. Thank you so much for the news. Um, but yeah, maybe Villa signing Paqueta would open the door for us for Rogers. I hope. But personally, I won't serve it. The Liverpool fans never stop talking about Watkins. Trust me, it's a big thing. Mm. Kale, me, I don't know, Sha. I don't. I'm not going to come here and pretend like I know everything. No, I don't. But yeah, that's interesting to see that they really like him. That's interesting. Isak Guehi and Watson. Mm. Those are the three that they love. They all bang on about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I want Conor Gallagher. Yeah, Conor Gallagher to United makes sense. Okay, I agree with you. And Ederson and Phil Baliba. Yeah, yeah. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Ederson at Atalanta. I feel you. So get more ball tackling. Um, I want our players' mentality to. I want our players to be able to play different positions. Lucky, I feel you. I feel you. I think Gallagher would really improve the ceiling for United personally, and I think that Bruno needs to go. Like, if you know, like the thing about this Amorim situation is, I feel like, and I'm coming to your comments, Rodney. Um, the thing about this Amorim situation is, I feel like if you want to back him, just go all in. Like go all in, and even though it doesn't work, you know that you did your best and it didn't work. Do you get what I'm saying? So you go all in and sell Bruno, get the money, reinvest it in Amorim. We know that the midfield is a problem. We know that the goalkeeper is a problem. Go all in. Do you get what I'm saying? Not this year. The same is booked for next summer. That's why I hear anyway. I think it does make sense because I know that they need a number six. Like this thing that they're trying to do right now, maybe it's not necessarily about now, maybe it's about the future and it's more about later down the line. But I know that this thing that they're doing is not sustainable for me, in my opinion. And I think that they should go back to the 4-3-3, or else they won't be able to win the league. Not this year at least. But yeah. So those are all the comments. Now let's move on, guys. Let's move on. So the first thing I want to do, let me close this tab. Let me close this tab. Close this tab. Which other tab is here? Prime fixtures. Close this tab. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to look at the data. So let's start with Rogers because it seems like the most likely. So over the last 12 months, he has performed very good. A lot of greens from what you're seeing here. But then when you look at Brendan Johnson, I sort of don't trust this thing as much as I used to before. So yeah, so he can play left wing, he can play right wing, and he can play as a number 10. Interesting. He's very versatile. Um, he's good at long balls. This is very interesting because this is something that we need. Like, we need to learn how to switch play, like move the ball from left to right quickly. And I feel like that's something that we, like, Simmons will bring. He can do it. I don't know if he does it frequently enough, but he can do it. And maybe having a Rogers that can also do it will be nice to have. So maybe when teams sort of force us to one side, and then like jump goes to the left side, for instance, we're able to free up ourselves and then switch play quickly to the right side. And then Kudus is then free. He has less men on him, and we're able to get goals through that. But yeah, he's weak on aerial duels, and he's tall, by the way, 187 centimeters, which means he doesn't like contesting them. Maybe he's this safe player, so he doesn't like contesting them. So let's check his heat map. Has been in the Prem for 2 seasons now. I didn't even know that. So in his first season, he played 11 times. So they didn't just sign him last season. Are you serious? I thought they had signed him last season. Um, so yeah, his heat map last season. And that's the thing. I don't understand this heat map. This heat map I'm seeing cannot be real. This thing can't be real for a season. There's nothing that is strong. I don't know how. But yeah, his heat map is quite funny. I've been thinking it was a glitch. But this is what they're showing us as this heat map. Let me check if I can find it elsewhere. So here, his weaknesses, Jesus Christ. God, I really don't. That's the thing. I just want Savio, bro. So his strongest at the number 10. Or this is this season. I don't even know. Is this season or what? Appearance is 1, 1, 1, 2. But his weaknesses, he's good at through balls, he's good at dribbling, he's good at key passes. He's weak at holding on to the ball. Aerial use is weak, crossing is weak, passing is weak, discipline is weak, defensive contribution is weak, commits foul often and likes to dribble. Good lord, help us. So let's look at Savio. He has a lot of weaknesses, a lot of weaknesses, and that's incredibly concerning. Like, personally, this is who I want. But anyways, so Savio, it says here he's strong on the 10, but these are his performances. Oh, in these positions, not the positions he can play. Okay, that makes sense. So he's weak in aerial duels. He's shorter than this guy, by the way. Um, he's weak in aerial duels. He's good at dribbling and he's good at key passes. He likes to dribble, he likes to play short passes, and he gets fouled often. So I'm guessing by short passes, they mean like link up play, one touch pass, give me back, give me that kind of football. And having the likes of Savio and Kudus, and I say Savio Kudus and what's his name? Xavi would be very interesting to see. But yeah, so let's go. Let's see his heat map for this season. Still faint as well. His heat map, I don't know why his heat map is this faint. I don't know if that's a red flag. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. That's very concerning. But anyways, let's go here. Um, so yeah, his first season at Villa, he played 11 games. So I'm guessing they signed him in January, scored three, assisted one. Um, then his second season, he's had 18 goal contributions in the Premier League, 14 all in, and 13 assists. That's 27 goal contributions. This season so far, he has been horrible. Okay, interesting. So let's check his data now. Um, so what's his name again? Rogers. God. So let's go through first. Green is good. There are not a lot of greens. Last 365 days. You know what? Scouting report 2024-2025 Premier League season. So these are his stats. They don't look impressive. Okay. Um, Copy and let's go here. New chat. Okay, let's use this one on the left. So let's go through the data. So his attacking output, his non-penalty goals, 3 stars. Average finisher, decent output but not elite. Assists, 5 stars. Very strong creative contribution. Goals plus assists, 4 stars. Overall attacking return is good. His shots, he's a low volume shooter, but he's very efficient when he shoots. So his conversion is good. He gets good quality shots. Okay. His pass completion, he's a loose passer. He needs tidiness. Um, Progressive passes, 4 stars. Aggressive ball progression, through balls, 5 stars. So maybe he does a lot of risky passes. So that's why he loses the ball a lot. Um, I'm coming, Rodney and Lucky. I'll go through your comments. Let me just go through this first. Um, Key passes, 3 stars. Bang average. Jesus Christ, that is a very cruel thing to say from ChatGPT. Passes into the penalty area, 4 stars. Dribbling and carrying, he's good at dribbling. Takedowns attempted is good. He's willing and confident. His progressive carries, he's decent, but he's not a standout. Defensive work, he barely tackles. Interceptions, almost non-existent. Dribblers tackled, can handle 1v1. Touches, 1 star, not heavily involved in build-up. Carries into the final third, 3 star. Okay at advancing play. Miscontrols, he's sloppy on the ball. He's careless in possession. Maybe that's because he takes a lot of risk. So he's trying to dribble. So his finishing efficiency, 4 star. Creativity, 4 star. Dribbling, 4 star. Passing security, 2 stars. Defensive contribution, 2 stars. Possession control, 1 star. Morgan Rogers looks like a direct creative winger slash attacking mid with strong assists, through balls, and efficiency in front of goal. Confident dribbler, can beat his man. Poor involvement in possession play, sloppy control, limited defensive impact, and passing security. Final rating 3.5 to 4 over 5. High upside attacking outlets, but needs cleaner possession play and more consistency off the ball. I don't know if I will take this guy. I won't even lie to you people. But yeah. Um, Next person we're going to do is Ademola. So Lukman has some good, has some bad. He's good at long shots. He's good at playmaking. He's good at positioning. Weakness is ball control. So let's check him here. Interesting that they say strength, dribbling. So key passes, very strong. Finishing, very strong. Weakness, offside awareness. Dribbling, very strong. Long shots, very strong. Taking set pieces, strong. Sorry, strong. Um, exactly. I just knew it. Holding on to the ball is a strength, which means he's very strong on the ball. Interesting. I mistakenly closed the tab. Okay, I've opened it back. Um, so yeah, counter attack is play style. He's a counter attack threat. Likes to dribble. Likes play short passes. So yeah, let's go here. So let's see. They signed him for 9 million. Crazy. 9 million in 2022. Now he's worth 66 million euros. Crazy. Um, this is his heat map for last season. So he comes from wide and he comes in here. Interesting. Okay.
I was like, why are we waiting so long? Because I have
If he's
a
staying wide,
meeting
that means you should know
in
how
an
to dribble.
hour and a
Eating
half.
really
Let's
fast.
check his career stats. So he has spent 3 seasons at Atalanta. In his first season, he had 15 goals, 6 assists. Second season, 17 goals, 9 assists. Third season, 20 goals, 6 assists. So his numbers have been very good. In the Premier League, at Leicester, 8 goals, 6 assists in the Premier League, in England, sorry. So they're also in Europe. Um, the season before at Fulham, even though his output was low, he played well. So he's 7.06. So 4 goals, 4 assists. Sorry. The season
Is there a moment
before,
or
oh God, what
a
am I
game?
doing?
Is there a moment?
The season before at Leipzig, he was horrible at Leipzig. He barely played for them. Okay. At Everton, he was incredibly young, I'm guessing. So he didn't play very well. The first season at Everton, he didn't play too much. But that season in the Bundesliga, he didn't do too bad, even with limited minutes. Before then, so yeah, but in his last 3 seasons, or in his last 5 seasons, only one at Leicester did he play badly, and he still had like 14 goal contributions. Not bad. So let's see the data. Can you see my screen now? Rodney, can you see my screen now? Sorry, I didn't know that my screen had gone dark. Can you see it now? Let me know if you guys can see my screen now. Because I think you can. Let me. Yes, okay. Okay. Sorry, I missed your comments because I was on that screen, not the YouTube live screen. So yeah, let's check. Compared to attacking midfielders slash wingers, there's a lot of green, especially shooting and goals and things like that. Defensive contribution, it's not too much. In possession, carries. Wow, looks like a dribbler. Hey, let's see. Okay. Ah, but when I checked it that time, he said it wasn't a dribbler. Let's see. Do for okay. So his goals and assists. So he's an elite scoring winger, one of the best in Europe in turning chances into goals. Incredible. Shooting, high volume shooter. He shoots a lot. 4 shots per night. Uh, he shoots a lot and with excellent chance quality and efficiency. Key passes, very good as well. Dangerous creator, thrives in the final third, but passing reliability isn't strong. So maybe he's trying a lot of dangerous passes, so his pass completion is poor. Um, Take ons attempted 65th percentile, successful take on 61st percentile. Progressive carries, this is expected because playing in Atalanta, they play counter attack. So excellent ball progression, carries into the final third, 96 percentile. Good dribbler, elite at carrying the ball into dangerous zones. Okay. Um, so he's a good dribbler as well. Are you serious? Is he? Wait. Is Lukman a good dribbler? Or is he carrying the ball? And that's what or why you are calling him a good dribbler. So let's go back here and continue with this. Um, so yeah, possession and involvement, touches, He's not average involvement, touches in the attacking penalty area, elite positioning, miscontrols, he's sloppy at times, dispossessed, loses his ball often, finds great positions, but decision making and ball retention can be shaky. Defensive work, tackles is low, average, sorry, interceptions very poor, second percentile, blocks 29th percentile. Maybe they use him as an advanced forward, so they play counter attack, just stay there as the outlet to carry the ball and to go and score. So maybe that's why his defensive work is poor. Aerials one, surprisingly strong in the air, not strong for a defender, but respectable. Not a strong defender, but respectable in aerial duels. So overall rating. So his strength is an elite goal scorer, high shot volume, excellent progressive carries, creative in the final third. Weakness, ball security, passing reliability, and defensive contribution. Um, then overall rating 4/5, a top attacking winger in Syria with elite goal output, goal and creativity output, but limited defensive work and possession security keeps him just short of world class consistency. So I asked it, is Lukman a good dribbler or is he carrying the ball and that's why you're calling him a good dribbler? That's a sharp distinction, sorry, and it matters a lot for how we look to describe Lukman. So his take ons attempted 65th percentile, successful take on 61st percentile. Success rate slightly below average for a winger. Most top dribblers sit around 45 to 55%. So he's not an elite 1v1 dribbler. Sorry. He tries, but he doesn't beat his defenders at a very high rate. Where he excels is progressive carries. So he's good at running with the ball into dangerous zones than actually beating 1v1 defenders. That's what I'm saying. He's a counter attack type of player, not a take on specialist. So yeah, he's ball carrying. That's why I rated him dribbler average, ball carrying elite. So into space, ball correction into space or the box is elite. So that's why ChatGPT gave him this ball. Is his ball playing or his ball carrying that makes him stand out, not his dribbling. I knew it. I knew it. So yeah. Now let's check Savio.
back in time
So
for a player
Savio,
which you think,
quite good.
yeah,
Already know what this guy's about. Long balls, passing, playmaking is very good. Um,
It was the season that I didn't. I was more a substitute who came in like almost every.
Heat map for last season. He comes out from wide and cuts in here and probably tries to cross, or if he comes here, tries to shoot. I'm guessing. But his expected goals 5. When I tell people that he can't finish to save his life, you think I'm joking. Expected goals 5,
the massive club
actual
in
goals
AC
1.
Milan. Just when you
Can't
first
finish to
heard of
save his
their
life.
interests,
But
were
he
you
outperformed
sort
his
of
expected
not necessarily
assists.
surprised, but what was your
Can't finish to
reaction
save
when
his
they
life.
were
No,
they
Like
were
that's why
interviewed?
whenever
it's
people were
funny.
saying, "Oh, he's a good
We just
finisher.
landed
He did it at Girona.
in
This that."
Zanzibar,
Maybe
Tanzania,
he's one of those people
and
like Brennan
internet
Johnson, where
was not good.
if you're
So I
shooting
finally managed
like
to get some
you're
good
he's right
Wi-Fi, and
footed, and if he's shooting
I
across
saw
goal,
a text
he's
message from
good.
my dad.
So
So
at Girona, he
he
played off the left, so he's using his left foot to shoot across. But if you're telling him to finesse the ball with his left, maybe he's not that good at it. So that's why his goal scoring output came down. And also, you're playing low blocks every week at the Manchester City, so that's also another thing you have to factor in. Let's check his heat map at La Liga as well. The same thing is coming from out wide here, straight into the box. Okay, and
Is
he's shooting
there a
from here.
moment?
Yeah, he's shooting from here because I saw in his highlights he's shooting from these areas here on his dominant foot. But if you look at his
That
heat
was a
map at
real
City,
highlight of my
it's
time there.
different because he's
the
trying to call the
playoff final
ball.
for
Where is the
European
Premier League?
football against Vitesse. That was the season.
Yeah, he's coming here to call the ball, and here I don't even know if he can shoot from this position with his left foot to call the ball because the keeper has the advantage, except if you're a very good
Is
finisher
there a
like Arabic.
moment
But
or a
anyways,
game that you
so
really
yeah,
look
he's
back
not the
at
most
time
clinical. That's established.
moment which you
Um,
think, yeah, that was that?
so yeah, in his last 5 seasons, he has gone up levels. I don't know what team this is. I'm guessing it's a Brazilian team. Played very well in PSV, smashed it out. Um, for the few minutes he played, he smashed it out. In Girona, he smashed it out. 21 goal contributions. In his first season, in Manchester City, 12 goal contributions. And in Club World Cup, also smashed it out. 8.03 match rating. So yeah,
Is there a moment or a
let's go
team
into his
that
data.
you really look back at your time?
So no, okay, yeah. Green is good, guys. Green is good. I'm telling you, this Morgan Rogers guy, like, there's a reason why they've been saying that Savio is the manager's priority, not Rogers. I'm telling you guys, it's not like it's Savio that we want. It's Savio that we want. Do for Savio. Okay, so his goal output, like we've seen, non-penalty goals very low. Assists excellent, 88 percentile. Goals plus assists below average for a winger because goals are very low. So he's dragging it down. He's really killing the assist, 50 percentile. But this one is 88, so this one is dragging down. Anyways, weak scoring output, but strong playmaking numbers keep him relevant in attack. Shooting, he shoots. He has a good volume. 3 shots per 90, 81st percentile. That's very high. Shots on target, 68 percentile. Goals per shot, second percentile, 0.03. Poor finishing. I told you guys, all those YouTubers that are coming here telling you that Savio can finish, Savio can finish, he did it at Girona is a lie. Can't finish. He can't finish. That's the one thing he cannot do. Maybe it's because he's trying to call shots. Maybe on his left side it will be better. I don't know, but from what I saw at Manchester City, he cannot finish. But anyways, okay chance quality. So yeah, he gets shots off regularly, but his finishing is extremely inefficient. Passing and creativity. So expected assist, at least chance creation, assist 88 percentile, backs up the expected assist, key passes 79 percentile, pass completion 77 percentile, is a tidy passer, passes into the penalty area 91st percentile, consistently dangerous balls, excellent creative passer into the final third, and even if he doesn't progress from deep. Take-ons attempted 95th percentile, 6 take-ons attempted per 90. Take-on success, basically 3 take-ons, successful take-ons per 90, 93rd percentile. Take-ons attempted 95th percentile. Sorry, take-on success percentage, 45.5%, 64th percentile. Solid efficiency for a high volume dribbler. Progressive carries 97th percentile, elite. Carries into the penalty area 97th percentile, elite. A dynamic ball carrier and dribbler, among the best in Europe for his age. So unlike Lukman, that is good average dribbler, very elite ball carrier, Savio can do both. Possession and involvement, touches per 90, 70th percentile, below average, above average, sorry. Touches in the attacking third, 97th percentile, always advanced. Touches in the box, elite attacking presence, so he's in the box a lot, 95th percentile. Miscontrols, 7th percentile, so he's decent, he doesn't miscontrol the ball a lot. Loses it often when pressured, so 17th percentile. I think it's because he's taking a lot of risk, he's trying to take on people all the time, so he will lose the ball a lot. Um, Excellent attacking involvement, but needs to tighten up ball retention. Was taking a lot of risk. Tackles weak, interceptions non-existent basically, blocks non-existent, areas won basically non-existent as well. Very poor defensive contribution, almost no aerial presence. Final profile strengths, early dribbler slash ball carrier or and ball carrier. creates chances at high level, strong in advanced zones. Poor finishing, not much of a defender, and can lose possession under pressure. Overall rating 4/5 is an exciting young winger, 21 years old, with elite ball progression and creativity. Currently lacks goal threat and defensive work. His style is closer to a playmaking creator than a goal scoring winger. But mind you, also at City, even though did not perform well XG wise or goal wise, sorry, and he underperformed his XG, they also play with Haaland and they play to create for Haaland. So yeah, we also have to factor that in when we look at these things. Um, so yeah, compare all three players using gold stars over five. Okay, so this is all three of them side by side. So we have goal output. The best person here is, I'm guessing, Lukman. So Lukman 4 star and Rogers 4 star as well. Savio 2 stars. So Rogers has balanced goals and assists. Lukman is very good at goal scoring. Then Savio is more of a creator. Shooting, not elite, so he's a decent shooter, efficient but low volume, decent shooter as well. So he's very clinical in front of goal. Rogers and Savio, high volume shooter, poor finishing. Passing slash creativity, and creativity. Lukman is not a playmaker, so he's a goal scorer. Factoring the fact that we have strikers like Richarlison and Solanke that are also not creators, goal scorers, if that's what you call them. So yeah, you need somebody. They need people to create for them, not like Harry Kane. Good through balls, risky passer, so 3/5, and elite creator, high expected assists. Dribbling, look at Jesus Christ. So dribbling, average dribbler, confident in 1v1. So Lukman is the worst dribbler here. High volume plus high success. Elite carrier into the box. So 4, strong carrier beats men. 4, elite progression and entries. 5. In possession, he's not heavily involved. 2 stars, low involvement and sloppy. 2 stars, constantly involved in the final third. 4 stars. Defensive work, 2 stars, some pressing, not much else. Below average and weak and no aerial presence. So so overall, he rated Lukman a 4/5, Morgan Rogers a 3/5, and Savio a 3/5. Who, yeah, okay. Who will be best to play on the left wing with Xavi Simons, Richarlison slash Solanke, and Kudus between Savio and Lukman? Okay, so good question. It comes down to profile fit with the other three. Let's break it down. So, Xavi Simons, Cam, so yeah, explosive dribbler, goal scorer, can create but thrives cutting inside and being direct. Pure nine needs service, exactly. They're pure nines, need service and runs around them. Creator, ball carrier, linkman also adds pressing. So creativity, Simons, goal threat, Kudus plus the center forward, carrying and dribbling, Kudus plus the center forward. So left wing options, Ademola, strength, direct, aggressive runner, goal scorer from wide, doesn't create much, not securing possession. Fit would balance Kudus and Simons by adding another direct scorer, but you might lose creative width if Simons is crowded. Strength, elite creator, carrier, stretches defenses, links well with overlaps. Weakness, not a goal threat, weak defensively. Would complement Kudus, Richarlison, by being the wide playmaker who delivers chances and unlocks low blocks. So with Simmons, Kudus, you already have two goal scorers and a hybrid creator, Simmons. The balance tips towards Savio on the left wing because he adds width, creativity, and elite carrying into the box, keeping the team from becoming too narrow and goal obsessed. If you want goals from the left wing, so ChatGPT says he picks Savio. If you want goals from the left wing, Lookman. If you want balance and creativity, Savio, who he thinks is the better fit. There we have it. I didn't even need to use ChatGPT for this. My eyes have already told me enough, honestly. But yeah, okay, let me run through the comments and then we'll round up. But yeah, if you're new here and you've come this far, please like, please subscribe, and turn on post notifications, please and thank you. So yeah, I missed a couple comments. Said Rasmus Højlund went to Napoli. Honestly, I think that's a very good move for him, and I'm very excited for him. Honestly, he went for a medical. I'm very excited and I'm very happy for him. I think Højlund is a good player. I just think that United is not the kind of environment that you want to come to right now. And a lot of the players that have been there, we've seen how they performed. So yeah, Aston Villa hijack Lucas Paqueta, West Ham. Let's even check if there's any update on Paqueta. Since here we go, here we go. Emerson to Marseille. That's crazy. They're selling their left back. Wow, West Ham are going mad. This is madness. West Ham Wolverhampton should be relegation too. Oh my god, Wolves are in trouble, aren't they? And that's why they don't want to sell Strand Larsen. They're in trouble. Hmm. Do Paquetas. Who scored Paqueta? Let's check. Um, Paqueta is 28, by the way. He became 28 on the 27th of August. How do I know his birthday? I saw it somewhere here. So Paqueta, his weakness is holding onto the ball, his offside awareness, his concentration, and his discipline. He's good at through balls, he's good at passing, he's good at aerial duels, and he's good at defensive contribution. That's why I think he's an eight. Like he's a proper eight. See this one, two, three, four. Number eight is screaming it. He likes to play long balls. Number eight gets fouled often, plays the ball off the ground often, likes to do layups, likes to tackle, commits fouls often. That's his play style. So yeah, almost non-existent in reading the game. LML. I'm sure Rodney was talking about Rogers. So he's the Brennan Johnson of the Mayfield. Honestly, like, can you see what I'm saying? Can you see what I'm saying? Like Rogers, a lot of people have been talking about Rogers. But that's the thing. I'm not really. That's why I'm dead set on Savio. I've been saying it, and I'll keep on saying it. Savio is the dream. Like you guys don't understand how good this guy is. He's the dream, man. He's 21. He's 21. Rogers is 23, and Lukman is 27. June, July, August, September, October, turning 28 this year. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way. Yes, okay. That was when he was answering me. Testing ChatGPT says Paqueta on track to be an elite midfield orchestrator. I take Lukman. Okay, so Paqueta on track to be an elite. I think he can. I think he can. Like Paqueta in the number eight beside a Yao Polinia will be demonic. Honestly, now adding the likes of like Savio, Xavi Simon, Savio, and Kudus in front of them would just be evil. Honestly, that would be evil. Honestly, that would be conversation of best midfield in the Premier League. Honestly, that's demonic. That is evil. That should not be allowed. Honestly, um, I take Lookman. I take Lookman and Paqueta. Is Rogers? I'm not overly keen on most of all. The trouble is he's a bit slow. I know you were talking about Lookman here, but his decision making is decent. Paqueta excels as a creative engine in midfield, particularly in systems that reward intelligent movement, pressing, and quick transition play. It thrives when it's surrounded by players that will make forward runs or demand through balls rather than static holders. Something that boosted his stint with Leon and Brazil. That's what ChatGPT is saying. Hmm. I get, yeah. I think he is. I genuinely do think he is. Like I rate him that highly. But the thing is, West Ham will never sell another player to Spurs. They will rather keep him and go down than sell him to Spurs. I said they will rather keep him and go down than sell him to Spurs. And that's the thing. West Ham will never sell him to us. So yeah, but yeah, I feel you, Sha. But that's why, like, if you look at what Fabrizio said, he has been saying all this while that let me build that team that we're just talking about now while I say this. But he has been saying all this while that um Savio is the manager's priority and this and that. Like there's a reason why that Savio is the manager's priority because the manager has plans for this young man and this guy he's ceiling, and that's why City don't want him to go. He's ceiling, bro. I'm not even talking. I'm not joking. Real stuff. His ceiling is so high. His potential is incredible, honestly, and that's the thing. That's why he wants to leave City because he's not playing every week. He's not playing every week, so he's not developing. Like he's not even developing how he should be developing. You get what I'm saying? Like he's not even developing how he should be developing. If he was, bro, look at this team. God, this team will eat the Premier League alive. This team will eat the Premier League alive. Jesus Christ. What could have been in another universe? This is our lineup after the summer. God, wow. Look at that. Look at that team. Honestly, look at that team. This number nine is missing. I know. I don't know who put there, but look at that team. I have some question marks about this guy, but that's a conversation for another day. But yes, I know the striker is missing. We don't know the striker, the number nine to put. I don't know. There are not too many good strikers out there, but maybe we can go and find our own Voltamat. That Newcastle striker seems pretty good from the things I've seen. The data. Let me show you guys. That guy looks like a baller. I won't lie to you guys. He looks like a baller. I won't lie to you guys. And I checked, I watched his highlights, I checked his stats, and I never knew anything about him. He's 6 foot six. He's 6 foot six. I checked his stats, bro. How did nobody know this guy? This is a nine. Look at sorry, I'm not even sharing the tab. He's 6 foot six. Look at his stats. He's also good on the ball. He's good at dribbling. He does everything. This Newcastle's new striker. He does everything. What a baller. I don't know how they found this guy and nobody else could find him. Like when I saw the highlights, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Let me show you guys. He scored. He scored. Let me show you how clinical he was last season. This Newcastle's new striker. That's why all this Isak thing that everybody's saying, bro, if they invest that money well, Newcastle, I'm scared. So I calculated his goals per minute, his goal contribution per minute. So last season, he had 20 goal contributions in 2,055 minutes. That is 0.88, basically one goal contribution per game. That's how good he was last season. That's how good he was last season. Like, I was like, bro, how did nobody know this guy? Like, in the Premier League, I never heard of him. Never. And Newcastle just went there, snapped him. Um, so that's not true, Teslim. Sullivan is a money man. Fair enough, Sha. Fair enough. If Sullivan was offered 5 million, 10 million over Villas bid, he's a sports player. Fair enough, yeah. True, yeah. They need money. And I had like when I saw like a Newcastle Kini on Fabrizio's channel, I think a Stuttgart fan said that Newcastle bid like double of what Bayern bid before in January. How much did Bayern bid for the mat? Bayern after being quoted 86 million. Okay, how much? Yeah, 40 million euros. That's 35 million pounds. That's how much they bid. And they agreed a deal for 90 million euros. So 90 million euros to pounds is 78 million, basically 80 million pounds. Crazy, crazy stuff, honestly. Um, Great apart from the striker, honestly, like that's the thing, and that's the thing. Like we're not very far off. If you now change this, let's say this is our starting left back. I feel like Jed is good defensively, but I think Jed is one of those players that is for some games. This one too is very suspect defensively. This one too, this guy, I have problems with him too. But anyways, this one too. So yeah, but let's even say this lineup doesn't look bad. I know this ones will come here, and this one will go here. This one will go here. Paqueta can even stay back because of how much attacking talent we have. Paqueta can stay back with Palinia and they form a double pivot. Maybe these two will now spread out. Or Van de Ven will stay here and Romero will spread here. Because of Van de Ven's pace, he can stay here and cover here and here. So yeah, something like this. Or let him stay closer here. But sort of like this right back position. And you have this one as an inside forward, this one as an inside forward, these two whipping in crosses. This one just creating havoc here in this number 10, trying through balls. What a team. Good lord. The boy can drink. But anyways, apart from we could have got me Quadse or Gisand. Evan, is it Ivan Gisand or something? That name sounds familiar. I don't know. Let me check. So you said Mikautse. Let me type it and search for it. Mikaut. Who is that? Penalty taking, finishing, anchor play. 24 years of age, 17 goals, 9 assists in 2,000 minutes, 14 goals, 23 goals. Ah, where have you been hiding? Wow. Okay, let's check his data. This is interesting. I don't know this guy. George Mika Utse. How tall is he? 176, so he's small. I'm guessing he's a pacey striker, like an advanced forward. Yeah, he's a nine. Ball control and aerial duels. Yeah, he's small. Obviously, aerial duels will be a weakness. Um, okay. Wow. Goal scoring, his passing is good. Defensively, no. In possession is good. Ball carrying is good. Successful take-ons is low. The successful take-on percentage, sorry. But compared to six take-ons attempted is good. Wow. I've never heard of this guy in my life. And even compared to wingers, he's competing fine. Like so he still has greens. That's crazy. Oh, let me see. Yeah. Compared to wingers, he still has some greens. Maybe his passing goes down crazily, but his goal scoring is still very strong, obviously, compared to wingers. But yeah, that's crazy. Who's the second guy you mentioned? You said Mikwatse. No, is that not what I just checked? No, no, no. You said Gusant. Okay. G I think it's GUE is what you wrote. So GUESSAND. No, this one is already a Villa now. I think I heard of this guy that scored a couple goals in is it the French league or something that season. Yeah, yeah. Scored a couple goals in the French league. I checked him up after Villa got him. Um, Heartbreak. Ah, care. What happened? Why are you doing heartbreak? What happened? Okay, why are you doing heartbreak? Yeah, he's all right. He's 10/9. Bayern wanted him. Exactly, good team. 20 goals and 37 for Georgia as well. Crazy. Mikaute is like a false nine. I think like Firmino, but scores more. Fair enough. I never knew anything about him. Okay, this is probably from ChatGPT. Mikaute is exciting, dynamic, strong finishing, early dribbling, sharp intelligence on and off the ball, and pressing mindset. While his slight frame may limit aerial dominance, his movement, technical skills, and vision make him a standout offensive asset. Hmm. That's the thing. Like I feel like there are people that you can't. That's the job of a scout. There are people that we don't know about that they should be able to go and find. That's the thing. So yeah, Shabo. I'm excited to see how things pan out in these next few days. Personally, I'm dreaming about Savio running down my left wing, the front three of Savio, Kudus, and Xavi. That's what I'm still dreaming about. So yeah, let's see how things go. Let's see how things go. He's gone to Villarreal a few days ago, though. Do you mean Mikaute? Do you mean Mikaute? Let me check. Yep, 2 hours ago. Yep, yeah, Mikaute. Fair enough. Fair enough. Gibson went to Villa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know about that one. Know about that one, but I didn't know about this Mikaute guy. But it sounded familiar, Shabo. I didn't know about him. I didn't know about him. So yeah, I've learned something today. I've learned about the player today. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm guessing we have. Oh my God, today's the 31st. That means we have 2 days left for the transfer window to end, and we still need to bring in a left centre back and a left winger. God is good. God is good. Anyways, I'm done. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I think crazy things are going to happen. I'm excited to see what happens on the Newcastle front. Whether Issa goes, there's still a lot that could possibly happen, and I think deadline is going to be crazy. So yeah, let's see, and then maybe we'll rate windows and things like that. So yeah, if you're new here, please leave a like, please subscribe. And you're probably wondering why I always tell you guys to leave a like. It does help the channel. It does help push out the content to other people, so other people discover my channel. So yeah, there's somebody else out there that might like my stuff. So please leave a like. Thank you and subscribe. Thank you, Rodney. Big up, Tessim. Big up. Why did I say big up Tessim? Why am I reading your stuff? Sorry, big up Rodney. Sorry. I'm repeating it. I wanted to say big up to you, but I was saying big up Tessim. Big up Rodney and big up to everybody in the chat. Big up Care. I don't know why Care was heartbroken. Care hasn't answered me. Maybe Care has gone. Big up Rodney, big up Care, big up Lucky, big up who else again? Henry Tong, my Fabrizio, big up Shanta, big up Diego, big up Acha. Acha didn't comment so much today. Big up Sam Smith, big up who else again? I think that's everybody that left a comment. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to everybody that subbed today. I'm very grateful to you. The two people that subbed today, I'm very grateful for every single one of you. So yeah, thank you guys and take care, guys. All right, bye bye. Take care.